Hello everybody, this is Janelle from Batty Bloomers, and I have my helper filming for me today. We're going to plant up a terrarium, and this terrarium I got from my husband's grandmother, and it's a teardrop shape. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's pretty old. It is missing a panel that you can see would have opened at one time, and I am thinking about maybe... I do stained glass soldering, so I could make a little window to help keep the moisture in, but for now I'll probably just put a piece of saran wrap or something over that to keep the moisture in. And I have some moss that's preserved in there just to kind of give it a pretty base. And the plants we're going to use in there are some ferns that I got when my family and I went on vacation back in October, and I just collected some ferns and moss. So these are the ferns. There's a couple different kinds in here, and I've kept this in this bag since October, and it's been fine. So there's that type of fern. I don't know the varieties or anything, but these are all just like native plants to our state here, and then there's that type there. And so I don't think there might have been a third variety. I'm not sure. Yeah, there is. This is the third variety. Do you see it? It's a little bit different than the other two. So we're going to plant those up in this teardrop. And I realized I forgot something I wanted to add to it, so we're going to just pause it and we'll see you in a second. Okay, so we got the ingredient I forgot. I found this stick outside at my parents' house, and there was snow on the ground and it's been frozen, and this stick has this pretty moss and these pretty lichens. Can you see it? And I just thought that was really pretty. So I probably will break it and stick it in there somehow to give some height to our little arrangement here. And now let's work on the soil. So I wanted to show you too that this spot where my husband built me my potting benches is actually used to be a shower, as you can see there. And then the controls are over here. And it's perfect because I can put my little watering jug right up to that spout, turn on the faucet, and I have water right here. It's perfect. There's a drain down at the bottom, which you don't have to show that. It's all yucky down there. But that if I drip water, it goes down the drain. It's just a really good place to have a potting bench inside. So I have this half of a gallon jug here, and I'm going to just fill this with soil. And this soil is really, really dry. I have been potting up houseplants and such, which you can tell my houseplants aren't down here anymore. They don't like it down here. I think it's too cold for them. So I took them upstairs just today to hopefully they won't die on me. They were mad at me for being down here where it's about 63 to 65 degrees. So they weren't happy. I guess they want it warmer. So I'm just going to put some water in here just to moisten this soil, because it is just bone dry when you buy it from the store. And we all know ferns like wet, moist. Or so we've been told. Now I've actually heard different things now, that some ferns actually like drier because they grow in the shade under trees, and the trees take up most of the moisture. So that's an interesting thought there. Alright, oh, and the other thing we're going to do, which I almost forgot, is I'm going to take this bag. Let me move that out of the way. This bag that I have my ferns in, I'm going to cut the clear side here. Scissors don't open. I'm going to use this bag. I'll lose my plants here. I'm going to use this bag as a liner in my terrarium. I feel like I may have had dirt in this before without a liner, but I just feel like, ooh, I just dropped something. I just feel like it will be better with a plastic liner in it. So I can be sure it won't leak out all over my furniture or wherever I decide to put this. Now, let me see what I dropped. I think it's a beautiful piece of moss. Look at how pretty that is. Here, come this way so they can see. Ooh, pretty. Alright, now. Alright, so we're going to line this. Oops, sorry. Put that in there. Fold it down so we can't see it. My arm in the way, I'm sorry. My arm's in the way. Put some soil in there. And then maybe that'll help weight it down. You see it okay? Alright, there's that. And I'm not using any special soil. I don't know if I should be. I probably should be, but I'm not, so we'll just see how they do. And I've noticed I made terrariums with my kids back, was it the spring or the fall? We made those terrariums. And we just gathered stuff from our yard and dirt and everything from the yard, but it's funny how the weed seeds grow up in those kind of things. They just pop right up and take over the terrarium, so that's interesting. Now there is a little bit of plastic showing, as you can see there, but I think I have enough moss and things that will cover that and it won't look so bad. Actually, this piece, I think, I'll try not to get my arm in the way here. I'm going to put right there just to kind of cover that. And now I have maybe about 2 inches of soil in there, not too much more than that. Put a smidge more in, just to give them some room to stretch out a little, their roots. Okay, now I did collect moss also when I collected these ferns. And I've wrapped them in the moss because I know ferns can grow on rocks with just a little. So, alright, we're going to put these ferns in. That's my little one. Let me just show you. You bring the camera over to under the light. That's the little one I found. Isn't that pretty? Here, sometimes you have to push to make it focus. And then this is the second type. Like I said, I have no idea the varieties. This is the second type, and then this like real ferny variety is the third. And that looks like our biggest. So that one I'm going to put in the back. Like that. And then I think we'll take this one and put sort of, that is not a very pretty frond right there. We'll take that one off. Take off some of these ugly ones here. That one's broken. Alright, there's some nice new growth coming there, so that'll be okay. Make a little pocket for that one in the back. This may just go up in my bedroom because, as I said in my other video, I have a fern theme going on up there, and I love ferns. I love ferns. They're so pretty. And the variety is just amazing. So I'm just going to put a little bit more soil on top of these roots so they're nice and covered. Some back in there. Can you see okay? Yes? No? Yeah. My arm's in the way, I think, of the camera. So, let's see here. Alright, now, maybe a little bit more up front there. Now we need our architectural piece, I believe, this big old stick. And let's see, I really like that piece of lichen. Let's see if I can break this. You don't have to. There. Alright. So, maybe this won't work. Look, it might not look right. I'm not sure. Maybe I should lay it down like it's a fallen log. Sort of like that. Maybe. And I'm noticing this is dried up a little, so I think I'm going to spritz that with a little bit of water, if my thing works. There we are. Alright, so that's good. And I'm just trying to figure out how to place this, because now that this is broken, newly broken, I don't want that to show. It's going to look kind of not good. So maybe I'll do it like this. You know, I need a stone in here, I think. I think a stone would complete the look. Possibly. Maybe not. Okay. Well, I think that looks good. Looks like a forest where you would find stuff laying in it. Let's do one more. This one's kind of pretty. Give that some water. If you don't watch through there, you're going to be shooting something that's not right. Maybe 2 is too much. I don't know here. Trying really hard not to smash all these ferns. And I'm not doing a very good job. Smashing them as they go. I feel like it should be up. Maybe like that. We're getting it here. We're getting it. And I have an idea. I don't like that newly broken piece. Can you see it? Sticking out. Oh, maybe you can't see it too well. No, you gotta come over to the light. It's too dark over there. So that bothers me for some reason. Come over in the light. But I think I can cover it with moss. Alright, I got a new camera helper because my other camera helper was sick of it, so anyway, sorry about that. So I'm just going to break up this moss, maybe a little more, and stick it, maybe a little more, stick it on the floor of the terrarium here. Just go behind there. Sorry if my arm is in the way. I don't know how you film these things without your arm being in the way. some here. Oh, what are we stuck on? Put some back there. And as you can see, I'm starting to cover up the plastic, so you aren't seeing it anymore, which is what I kind of figured would happen. And now I do need a little bit more back in the back there. Not that much, maybe. There. And then we have that as well, so I'm going to cover that up. I don't like that spot where I just cut it, so we want to hide that. There, I think that's pretty well covered. And then I have this special moss here. It's a little different. You can see the texture is different. Maybe. Sorry if the lighting is bad. This might not be the best lighting video, but I think I'm just going to stuff that in the corner there as a little bit of a different texture and interest in this little thing. And now the last thing I need to do is put something here, and I'll probably use a hard piece of plastic for now until I can take the time to make a panel. I've been wanting to make a panel for this for years and just never have. So anyway, so now let's see if we can get a good view of this terrarium. Excuse my fingers. Try to put it in the light here. So I'll try to go in close so that you can see it. There is the little fern in the front. I see that the moss is kind of hiding it, so let's see if we can't fix that. There, is that better? Sorry, I'm not doing a very good job of this here. It got a little damaged, and then we have this fern back here, and of course that fern, and all the moss, and my little lichen and moss covered sticks in there. And I'm thinking a little piece of this. Sorry, I'm not doing a good job here. A little piece of this fluffy moss could tuck right in there. Back in there. Let's see if I can show you a picture from this way too. Isn't it beautiful? It's like a little woodland. I'll put you right inside there. Put the whole camera right inside there. Isn't that so cool? So there it is. That's my terrarium on this almost one day before the last day of January. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.